Yeah. This your boy Cubanlink. You already know I'm Cuban, born in La Habana, Puerta Cerrada in Cuba. Came here in Mariel, 1980. My dad, my mom's, my sister. Try to, search for that American dream, for that better life. That's what my mom's and my dad had in mind for us. So we came here hungry, trying to just take advantage of that freedom we never had in Cuba. Live it up like that. But landed in Florida, stood there for 6 months. That was the cocaine cowboy days, so the streets was on fire when we got to Miami. My family decided, let's go to another place. It was too hot, too crazy, because Fidel said all the crazy, the loonies, and the criminals with the innocent families at that time. So we went to Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico for 4 years. Went from kindergarten to first grade out there. And Puerto Rico was, in my view, it was like Cuba, as far as like the Spanish language and the food and the culture is very similar. So we made a little home there for 4 years, 3.5 to 4 years. And then I went to the Bronx when I was 9, without knowing English and nothing, because we seen the opportunity, of course, was to my dad and my mom's was in New York. We said, let's give it a shot. And we came to New York, and from there on, the Bronx took a hold of me. The culture, the environment, the hip hop, the graffiti, the dancing, and it was the '80s. So even in the Bronx it was crazy, but it wasn't as crazy as Miami was at that time. You know what I'm saying? I was a lyrical assassin first. I came through with Pun later on in life. When I was 16, I hooked up with my brother Pun. Yeah, well, that's my brother Moondog, really. But later on, y'all got to know him as Big Punisher. And that was my friend before we even started the music together. He really paved the way. He had it, whatever it is, as far as what star quality is, to take on this entertainment business. As far as like you notice a star when you see him, when he walks in the room, his charisma, his way of talking, the talent he possessed. Like he had all the right qualities, you know what I'm saying? We just linked just being friends in the same hood. Like, I grew up in 167 in Prospect, between Prospect and Union. And his block, like he used to rock in the Ranch Crew, was one block away, but we met up in the basketball courts.
Yeah.
When I was raised, that was nothing but morenos. Right. You know what I'm saying? Black folk just, that was just.
I can relate.
So at the end of the day, the black folk just gave me that love from the get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Gave them that love, and it was only probably 4 or 5 Spanish dudes around. Black folk and us, we together. At the end of the day, we got the same style. Even in the hip hop, like the graffiti was more of a Spanish thing. Like the nicest graffiti artists was Latino. You know what I'm saying? And the hottest spitters would be like the morenos and the black folks. So it was like that for a while. That's why I think when we came through the door, when Terror Squad was knocking at the door, Joe already had started his career doing his own thing. He started with DITC. When he decided to rock with us, like that movement alone, we were Spanish, but we embraced the black culture so much that without you seeing us in a video or anything, you would think we black because the way we were spitting. From basketball, that was our swag because we all grew up together, so we had that swag with us. And they shared the same thing with our culture. They know about arroz con pollo. Yeah. They knew about the sazón y adobo. So we always broke bread together, but it was just that acceptance for the world that was so important, because that was always a ritual where we come from as far as the hood. That black and brown love was always there. Yeah. It's just that the world needed to see that. But, hip hop itself didn't accept it the way they should have until we came through. Yeah. To mix them together and be accepted by the majority of people when we got put out there was the big explosion. Actually I got the privilege to be in actually Pun's first video, first time y'all seen him beside being not a feature, but like a cameo in somebody else's video, when he actually spit a rhyme and was actually part of a video himself. I got the same privilege to be there. He forced me to go and do that. So that was off the books of the Beatnuts. Les and Psycho Les and Juju, they put me on that song. They had the final stamp, but it was Pun that really made sure that we got on. because he dragged us that day to go there. You know what I'm saying? I remember that day very clearly. So, you know, if it wasn't for my brother really representing with that love like that, it started from that love, you know?
Right.
And that's what's so beautiful about it. That's why, you know, when I'm on Pun, I'm on him from a different place. You know what I'm saying? From a real personal place.
Right.
You know, that was my brother for real, you know, for real. And I seen the Rios family, I seen Liza, I seen the kids, I seen Amanda, which she was by herself, she was, firstborn. You know, I held her in my arms, you know, and things like that. So it gets very sentimental, very deep with me with Pun. That's why sometimes it's, you know, it's always gonna hit hard when you mention his name. So when we, you know, joined forces with Joe, like, we thought we could change Joe's, because he was business, and he was always that dude from the block that people told us to watch out for, because he, you know, he's kind of shicey in a way. But we wasn't even looking at it like that, because we was looking at the bigger picture, you know, and we also went because the Terror Squad in the street showed us so much love. I think I've seen who he was. I wasn't really believing it, you know, because it was just a lot of elements in the air. Like Pun had just passed away. You know, it was this point of me and his relationship. We was real, like, I loved him as a brother, you know what I'm saying? And he also said he loved me as a brother, but his actions just spoke different. And that's why I started noticing after Pun died, his actions was different. You know, we have beautiful conversation, we all go have fun. You know, we go party together, we do shows. But then when it came to business, it was like, yo, dog, we're not balanced out of, you know what I'm saying? Like we earned our keep. Like Pun earned his keep.
Right.
I came from that same avenue. I know I earned my keep. Like, let the leash go a little bit, show a little more love. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. Like, we had different business practices. Yeah, man. Level, man. I got the pleasure to meet Level. Through my man Snowpack, man. I met Snowpack at the time where the split up was there. It's a lot of, like, I was already doing my own thing as far as in hip hop, you know, like the situation between Joe and me happened. So I was very militant after that. Like, I was very militant minded, and my perception of I knew that I can't get caught slipping. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know I gave that off, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's me with a face, you know, and because I felt, you know, if you feel like somebody touched you, and I know Joe didn't do this, you know what I'm saying? It was a fight, Jimmy's, Bronx Cafe, and me and him, he swung on me first, so he hit me first. I got up, and then I rocked him, you know, all the way, you know, I rocked him to a point where he wobbled back and all of that. Then security, you know, in Jimmy's Cafe started holding me. Some cat from the back did that. Anyway, end of the conversation, I told him I'm the real Scarface. Don't worry about it, I'm good. I hung up the phone. After that moment, my mind went militant because I already knew, okay, damn, the family I came up with and the people I came up with are the same ones who's my enemies now. So I gotta expect everybody to be my enemy. So, you know, I was moving like that. I was moving with just very cautious, but very bold, you know, walking through, looking for it. You know, so go to Miami. I meet my brother Snowpack out there, man, real G. You know, tapped it up from the beginning. He was just hanging out with, I forgot who he was hanging out with that I met him. I think I just chilling in the club, and he pulled up on me, and he told me, oh, you know, he showed me that love. And then second time I see him, he brings Level. Yeah, and because we was telling, it was me and Gilly was rocking, and we was in this, I think it was a special event. It was like one of the industry parties. When Level came, you know what I'm saying, you can recognize the realness about, you know, just Snowpack, who we was, and then, you know, he was with Level, and then Level showed me that same love. Right. Very quiet guy, you know what I'm saying, but he, you know, you look in his eyes, and you know what it is with Level. So from that first day, I felt that energy with him. You know what I'm saying? After that, we started just building, and, you know, he was heavily into the gang association thing, but I never had Level around for that reason.
About that.
Yeah, it wasn't about that with me. You know what I'm saying? I opened my arms to whatever they was doing, but you know what I'm saying? Like me, I never been the dude that was in a gang or nothing like that. No mad gang members. Right. But like I'm saying, like our relationship, like even with Snowpack, it wasn't about his gang. It was about brothers that got love and got the same movement. You know what I'm saying? So when Level came around, you know, met his people, real niggas that do real things at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, he was so quiet. You know what I'm saying? That it was just like, just that alone, it's like a quality like I loved about him, because it's like, damn, I wish I could be that quiet because I know what I'm gonna do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have to be the voice because I'm a rapper.
Right.
But I'm in a serious situation where I might get, you know, I gotta watch what I say too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm also like, I know I have to take up being a leader. And whatever circle I was out, I would have to pay for whatever that's good or whatever that's bad. So my mind was always on that, but always lost too. You know what I'm saying? Lost in the fact that, you know, this entertainment thing, this business takes you to the snake pits. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, where we get, you know, you know, I love drinking, so, you know, a lot of them times, you know, I was drinking, you know what I'm saying, we was going, you know, with girls and all of that. And so my eyes wasn't there. There was my eyes at times, you know what I'm saying? So the appreciation grew like that with me on level. And, you know, I had a pleasure of me and his daughter, his mother, you know, from an early point of view, you know what I'm saying? That's before he did even the,
right.
you know, the backyard fights. But he was one of those, you know, no talking, first to snuff you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he was, like the change he made now, I seen that change, that he could do that back then. Like I see that. I seen it back then. Because our hearts wasn't on that. Like when we chilled, we ain't really, it was when other people was around us. It was where those stories would come up. But if me and him chilling, like, we just talk about family, about Cuban, about jokes, about wet dreams, like, you know what I'm saying? Like just that relationship is like, that's where my love grew for him. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just about, yo, I just did this, did it.
Right,
you know how dudes come back and be like, yeah, like if you tell me something, be like, yo, I just snuffed that dude over there. I'd be like, word? Yeah, I hit him hard, knocked him out and everything. And that's it. It's not like extra boasting. It wasn't that with him.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I respected that quality always about him. And we kept our relationship, you know, tight where, you know, he let me in his circle, you know what I'm saying? And I seen how real it was, like that life. You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York, so my life is different. When I leave, they still gotta live life.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? When he took me to, you know, he took me through Miami, like the worst parts of Miami, you know what I'm saying? You know, rest in peace to Rupp and all of that. But he took me to the house before, like we was chilling there, you know? So when I seen the documentary, I was like, wow, look at the bullet holes there. Like we was there, you know what I'm saying, chilling. Yeah. They were pulling out AKs and all that right there, showing me, you know what I'm saying? Took me to some hotel before, I forgot it was trap houses, but it was hotels. It looked like a war zone, you know, but he's showing me his life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm absorbing it, and I'm like, damn, this shit like, real, like extra. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in the Bronx, and it was like that probably in the 80s. Like that reminded me of that. So it's like, you know, Level's always been street grounded, you know? It's another thing. He's a hero for the streets. When I saw the Warrior in Level back then, I always knew he could stand alone. I mean, that's just me. He always had that quality in him that he could rock with whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be a leader of the gang. He could be, you know, a spokesman for the city. Level the person I know or I knew back then, because it was a separation right there. It was a gap of separation. But the Level I knew could do all those things. It's just what he chose to do. And the change he made now, you know, I'm so proud of him for doing that change, because he's using all that power that he had, and he's giving it to something greater, and it's the youth, you know, it's to Jesus, it's for something that's positive. So you know, that, and I'm proud of him because he's using that same strength, same energy that he was using when he was in the gang. Yeah, so he using that same strength that he had back then, and that motivation, you know, after his journey in life, that he come to this point to make that change and go 100 behind it. So I'm proud of him, man. He made, you know, to me, he's a better man for doing that, you know. But would I still love Level? He was still a gang member? Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen the qualities from him. But I love him more now because I know he got to that age like we all do. You know, we come to our crossroads. We know, you know, we grow out of things that are not good for us because you see the same results. So I'm sure that, you know, it's people in my life that, How many friends died around my circle, man? And good dudes that wasn't in gangs. It's just, you start seeing things when you get to that stage in your life. And it's like, damn, like, you know, you feel something inside, and you feel that before I leave this earth, I gotta make my mark in a positive note. When we get older, we should start, you know, you start taking responsibility. We are fathers, we're also fathers. That we, you know, we create life, and we see life grow, because we're not, you know, we're the fathers that stick around. We're not the ones that leave our kids behind. So we see the growth of a human being, and it's like everything affects that, you know, and you know, you put that music, you put that energy out there. It's what kind of, you have to be a responsible artist type. That's the cause where I came to. You have to talk that message. You know, that's the difference between this Cubanlink now and this level now, and you know, the level on Cubanlink back then, because I'm going through the same metamorphosis in myself as an artist. Like I said, I'm not a church goer like that. Go to church once in a while and stuff like that, and it's hard for me to understand, you know, say certain things. And me, like you know, I like to like dig deep and find and try to find as much facts as I could before I put things together. But you know, faith is something you can't see. You know, that hope that we need in our life to have that godly energy that we need to make real change. You know, it comes from a source, man. And the source, today when I was in church, you know, I came over here because I wanted to check my brother Level, because I seen the positive change when, you know, he's doing a lot of things. He reached out. Like I said, it was a time like we wasn't rocking together, but then like I was seeing all of his positivity, what he's doing for the kids, you know, the change he's made me, you know, attracted me to him again on some old like, damn, I'm proud of him. And I always been proud of him, even when he was doing the MMA and all of that. I used to watch his fights. I just never really talked to him because we wasn't in that talking space. But always would look at him and be like, damn, yo, look, man, he's a champ right there. He's the champ, man. He could, you know what I'm saying? And I know that felt greater in him to do it in that way than in a way where it was to be negative, because he's going through that metamorphosis. So I came over here just to view his documentary, which was awesome. It was crazy. It's reality. You know, it's who he is and who he was. And you can see it so powerful. So that definitely influenced me to do what I did today, which, you know, that Level baptized me today in the tub outside. That definitely was a little bit of influence of that. It's also an influence of the actual ambience in the room when they was talking. Pastor Allen, is it his name? Yeah, Pastor Allen. He was saying what he's saying. He was inviting people to come up front if he feels like he's a godly person and repent their sins and you know, is ready to take Jesus on today. And it was a slight hesitation in my part, because it was like the confusion of course, of this being my first time also, and also being, if I'm ready, like I don't want to disappoint, because it's over. You're gonna go through that, you know, and it's just like, just all them feelings anyway. That's the feeling I felt when I was there watching them. And then one guy went up, so I'm just watching that one guy go up, you know. Pastor Allen grabs him by his head and he starts saying, you know, starts praying for him, and he's you know, he's in a trance, feeling, you know, whatever he was feeling, and then Level's in the back, just in case, you know, he falls back and he was gonna catch him. So, you know, these are things that are new to me, like as far as like being there and witnesses in this. But while all of this is happening, you know, the tingles in my skin, you know, the chills, the motivation, you know, the words are getting clearer in my head, the acceptance in my heart of this is the right thing to do. All of that was happening. So, you know, like 30, 40 seconds later, I had to stand up and I had to go to Level and took my hat off and say, I'm ready, brother. You know, and you know, he grabbed me and he praised God, he praised, you know, the life that we're about to do and the new life we're about to take on, and path, the new positive path that we're gonna take on, and basically just blessed it, man. Blessed it, and you know, full concentration. I accepted. So, and yeah, then he slammed me in the tub, put all my pants on, and he baptized. You know, so felt real good. Felt like a lot of, you know, a big weight off my shoulders. You know, and we need that for the soul. You know, we need that to be complete sometimes, because you know how incredible you think you might be, and how, you know, how invincible you might think you might be, and how smart you might think you might be. You know, it's mind, body, and soul, man. You need that soul to be right. You need that mind to be right. You need, you know, that spirit to be right. So, you know, we need that.
Death, burial, and resurrection. When you come out of here, my brother, you're going to come out of here a new creation in Christ. The old you's going to stay in this grave. God, your body's going to be his temple. You're going to live for him, and he's going to live in you. You repent for everything you ever did. Confess Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. Do you believe Jesus Christ came, got crucified, died for you and me, and rose from the earth? Now baptize you in the name of Jesus Christ for the remission of your sins and the gift of the Holy Ghost.
Woo! Lord, in Jesus' name, Lord. Lord, let there be an impartation, Lord, of your spirit, Lord, the spirit of David, Lord, and he will trample every giant that comes in his path in Jesus' name. And he will go back to the Bronx, Lord, and there will be a wildfire that you can set, Lord. You have already given them influence, Lord, but the influence you had in the world is nothing like the influence you're going to have for the kingdom of God. God has risen you up for such a time as this. Lord, I thank you for him, Lord. I pray that you would